Okay, I've done my practice routine for about 5 years, I think. Um, um, I usually practice 1 hour per day, about 300 days a year, I guess. A little more, maybe. Anyway, um, I just I used to just play songs in this hour, but the last years I've spent the time about 80% of the time just shredding around and practicing shapes and stuff, playing them as fast as I can. So it depends on what level you're on, but if you're like intermediate and you're playing, you know, uh, Megadeth and shit, you can learn these patterns I've discovered by learning a lot of Metallica and Megadeth songs in particular. There, I noticed there are several shapes that or patterns, especially Mustaine uh, uses in his solos. Uh, you know, Malmsteen. I mean, like everyone uses these patterns in scales that consist of 3 notes per string. So these patterns are applicable to all scales that have 3 notes per string. So, for example, um, the minor scale, uh, of course, and the minor pentatonic scale, of course, including the blues scale. The minor pentatonic is actually 2 notes per string on the G and A and yeah. And but you can put some chromatics in there to make them uh, like Mustaine does. He uses the super pentatonic minor scale, which is something like that. It's almost like the blues scale, but you add the 17th fret on the E and B strings and the chromatic um, in between notes, so to speak. In this case, on the 13th fret because I'm in the 12th fret position. So it's yeah, you add those notes, so you get 3 notes per string. And anyway, once you have once you have a scale to shred on, in when it comes to Mustaine, it's usually the super pentatonic or uh, minor blues pentatonics or with chromatics involved. You can learn these patterns, and well, uh, the straightest one of them is just going, uh, yeah, ascending, like shit. See, that's every note in succession, direct succession, and of course there's the descending one. Okay, so those are the first ones you should learn. They are the hardest. It's of course arguably, but um, it's way harder to play in direct succession because you have to learn the economy picking technique, which is you go down, up, down, and then down onto the next string. So you kind of sweep across the strings. You only pick twice on each string, basically. The first one is just from the other string. You pick, you have the momentum downwards from the first string, and then you go down on that momentum. You can always Google that. To make this video not last more than 10 minutes or so, I'm gonna just skip that and just introduce you to the patterns. And yeah, to begin with, all these patterns have their um, ascending counterparts. Um, so like if I just go in the direct descending uh, succession, you will see that the the counterpart is obviously the ascending direct succession, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, so the next pattern is this one is not too hard, and it is very common, especially in Good Morning Black Friday. The run in the after intro where it goes right, right before the Mustaine solo. It is very common. Malmsteen uses it a lot, and well, pretty much every guitarist. It goes like this. If I use the pentatonic scale, I'm a bit lost. I usually don't play the pentatonic scale. Let me just do another example. Let's say we have a scale that goes 15th, 14th, and 12th on every string. It goes like this. Catch the drill. It's just you play 4 notes in a direct descending succession, and then you go up to the second note, so to speak, and just do the same thing, 4 notes. Then you go up to the third note and go down four notes again, and then go up again. So you just do that over and over. Each of these patterns might take a while to learn. Yeah, a real while. So just learn them one by one. Another pattern. Oh yeah, the other pattern I talked about just recently. That one. The ascending counterpart is just. Yeah, so it's just the same thing, but you go ascending instead. Okay, so the next pattern is, well, this one is pretty common too. Mustaine only uses that one on My Last Words, so that's why I think it's probably Mustaine's hardest solo, because it is a bit tricky. Well, I can play it easily now, but when I learned it, it was pretty hard for me. So in slow motion, then. Okay. So, well, there are more. You can also do. This pattern is also very common. And the counterpart is. Yeah, those are the most important patterns. Learn these first, and learn songs, so you will see how to apply them. And once you've learned economy picking very cleanly, you can move on to sweep picking and stuff. So what I do is I spend about 50 minutes just practicing these things, patterns, arpeggios and stuff, techniques, and then I might spend 10 minutes just playing a song or whatever. Usually I spend all 60 minutes just training patterns and shit nowadays. Sometimes I write music also, depends. Yeah, thanks for watching.